Alexis, could you just start by talking about like a word that you could use to describe the feeling in that first quarter when you guys had it rolling and that crowd was behind you? I mean, what does that feel like as a player?
Okay, probably one word was energy. You know, having the crowd there and having our Cougar family support us throughout this, you know, this whole journey, especially in the WNIT right now, is huge for us. And it carried us and gave us a bunch of confidence to play the rest of the game.
Penelope, you had a fantastic close to the game, came with some big shots. What kind of maybe changed after maybe some struggles in the first half to come out in the second half and shoot really well down the stretch, help your team win?
Well, I tried to get in rhythm and not worry about the shots that I had missed previously. So that's what I did.
Alexis, you had 13 points in that first half, and then it was a 13-point lead at halftime. They really started to come back right away in that third quarter. What was kind of the reason for that, and how were you guys able to turn that time?
Could you restate that one more time, please?
So you had a 13-point lead at halftime,
Yeah.
and then at the beginning of the second half, it seemed I think they cut the lead to 3. They went on kind of a run. What was the reason for that in your guys' minds?
I don't really. You know, they're a really good shooting team. I think that's probably part of the reason they came back. But I think we struggle getting a hand up because they're deep shooters. They're not just 3-point shooters. They're deep shooters. So I think that was probably a detriment to us. But I think, you know, the heart we showed to come back and, you know, gain that lead again was huge for this team.
Maybe for both of you, how well prepared did you feel? It had a feeling in the first quarter defensively, like you guys had a good idea where the passes were going to be. You were cutting off the back door. How well prepared did you feel for that, and was there anything that was surprising you early?
There wasn't anything surprising because we know, like Lex said, that they're really good and deep shooters. So we were expecting that run coming out from them because in the first half it seemed like we were on a roll. So we were anticipating them to just have their run after that. They weren't just gonna give up. They've shown it before in the WNIT. Their course so far. So we just needed to stay the course and show heart, like Lex said, and just get the win like that.
How good does it feel, despite being plagued by injuries all year, to still be able to make it this far in the WNIT? Like, how much does that boost your guys' confidence as a team, as individuals?
I think that it shows how much depth we have for this team, and I think a lot of people are stepping up when they're given the opportunity. And I think that next year, you know, we're going to be even better. But, you know, we're still playing for EVA right now. We're still focusing on this year. And I think that, you know, we've been through a lot of ups and downs this year, but we keep coming back. And so I think that says a lot about the character, you know, on this team. And that's huge for a basketball team.
Do you guys feel like the Cinderella story?
You know about this.
The one where she lost her shoe?
Oh, you guys know the story?
No.
Cinderella has like a
lie.
slipper and a pumpkin carriage.
So she's like
Prince
this,
Charming. We don't have no Prince Charming.
She's like this house like janitor type. You know, she's not like the pretty one, and she ends up going to this super cool dance, looking just
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
ends up falling, the prince falling for her. It's an underdog story.
I like that. No, I like that. That's big time. Yeah, you could say it like that. I mean, as you can see, we're making history game by game, but start from the bottom, now we're here. I just
Always.
I asked Coach Doherty this too, but I'll throw the floor open to you two. Offensively, a month ago, it seemed like you guys were trying so hard and nothing was falling. Like just layups were going everywhere. It was chaos. Now the offense is just running like a well-oiled machine. 25 points in the first quarter. You guys are much more consistent throughout. How do you feel your offense has come in the last even month or so? Something where you're making this great run.
Well, if you lose so many players, especially your starters, the personnel changes, and that's what the offense is about. It's mostly how talented the players are and what they do offensively. Defense is a different story because everybody needs to adapt and follow the rules and our rules and our concepts. So that didn't have the losses in personnel didn't have an impact on our defense. But these games right now in the postseason have helped us a lot to develop our offense and kind of you know, it was just we're playing together better, and we know each other better, so that's how it's coming. It's coming naturally.
Yeah, there's better team chemistry, and we bought into executing the offense. You know, Coach Mike has spent a lot of time, extra time, trying to, you know, with the injuries, try to, you know, recoup and, you know, get us back on road. And we bought into that. And so once you buy in, you know, everything starts flowing better.
Guys, how much did it mean to you after the game when you saw how many fans came down there just asking for your autograph, lining up, and then also right after the game when Coach and also Eva were able to say a little something to the crowd?
It feels amazing. The feeling is amazing. That's what we played for. It's satisfying the fans who come out to support us,
Mm-hmm.
and playing for somebody like Eva, who's a great person and a great leader in this team, is just an awesome feeling. And I'm glad that I get to do that with this team. I feel blessed for this opportunity.
The game becomes a lot more fun too when you have that, you know, Cougar support, and you look up and you see all those fans and all those students and all your peers and professors. I mean, I could go on, and I mean, that's just huge for us. So.
You got surprised on the autographs?
Yeah.
Seemed like the line was never ending.
I'm gonna get in trouble because I got some ink on my jersey, so.
Yeah.
Players coming off of especially the 2 road wins last week and that one game, what is the confidence level right now of the team?
Well, we're definitely feeling more comfortable in the team, on the game, on the court. But we need to stay humble, and we need to be able to handle this success so far, because we're not done yet. We have the next game against Iowa, and we need to be focusing on that now.
What did the preparation this week do to help you guys? With Coach was talking a lot about having the extra days of preparation and being at home. Can you maybe describe what that difference was like after kind of a whirlwind road trip, a couple of different road stops?
I think it's always hard to play on the road. You know, you lose sleep, you're not as hydrated, you know, you're behind in school, and, you know, that just all catches up. So being able to be home and you know, that home atmosphere, I think really helped us a lot. And especially, you know, having those extra days to go over the scout and have our scout guys there, they're huge for us. So we're not always beating up on each other then, you know, we have other people to beat up on. I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, you know, it's stored energy that we can now have for the game.
Coming off of 2 really tight games in the first 2 rounds, how did that help you tonight when the game got a little bit close after halftime?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we were anticipating them to come back. It wasn't going to be an easy game, and having the experience of the 2 last games in the first couple of rounds, that gave us confidence into staying focused on what we need to do to come out with a win. Because everything amounts to the whole time. It's 40 minutes. That's when when the buzzer hits, where it sounds. That's when the game is over, and we need to stay the course throughout the entire game.
Maybe one last thing that June talked about, Kayla being a voice early when they hit the early 3-pointers. What kind of impact does she bring to the team in terms of leadership, especially on the defensive end?
Kayla Haley's big time. In my opinion, she's Defensive Player of the Year. But that's a different subject. But, you know, her leadership out on the floor and in the huddles, and even the way she does it defensively, she sets the tone for the rest of us. So when we see her busting her butt, you know, on the guard, you know, we're like, hey, let's get down and let's do some work for her, because we know that's a lot of work. So Kayla Haley, you know, she's great for this team, big time.